Hi, this is Kytka, and I'm sitting here with my dear friend Johnny Colandrea. Johnny just got back from Tony Robbins' Wealth Mastery in Newport Beach, and he came back so energized, we had to sit down and talk about it. So Johnny, tell us something about Wealth Mastery.
I'll tell you, Wealth Mastery was nothing like I expected. A lot of us think the word wealth and we immediately attach dollar signs to that and think, wow, you know, what kind of strategies did you learn? Did you learn, you know, how to invest and what were the best investments to make, etc. And instead, maybe to some people's disappointment, what I took back from Wealth Mastery was 80% of wealth is psychology and 20% is strategy. So the mechanics, if you're searching about on how to make the next $1 million or how to make money period and what's the best investment or, you know, how can I buy, you know, foreclosures, you know, there's great strategies that I did learn and I can share with you also many different strategies. But what was important, like I said, is getting the mind right, and it's wealth is an emotion. That's what I want to say. Wealth is more of an emotion. So I really took it took me by surprise, and I'm just so excited now because I've attached so many of my emotions to what money really is to me now. And I think if you don't have that side of you, that your mind prepared, your mind set, you're just going to keep running after an empty vessel.
Now we've talked about like implementing and staying motivated and having those things going on. Do you think attending these seminars activates that in you?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Going to seminars, if you've ever been to any of Anthony Robbins' seminars, I mean, it's incredible. The energy there is mind-blowing. People are just, you know, jumping up and down and screaming on top of their lungs, and music's pumping. It's like a rock concert. And specifically, if you have Anthony Robbins live at an event, which we had the pleasure at Date with Destiny, her and I attended that seminar together, that was absolutely incredible. Even without Anthony Robbins, he has his facilitators and stuff. There's something about the magic in the room when other people who have similar mindsets, they all are there because they want to grow. They want to grow spiritually, they want to grow emotionally, they want to grow healthily, they want to grow at every level. You know, if you look at the circle of life and the 7 areas, money is just one of them, and wealth is just one of them. And this particular one, the Wealth Mastery, everybody wanted to know, and we were networking, and it was such a mind-opening experience that I'm so thankful that I had the opportunity to have.
I think when you were first talking about going, you were really focused on getting the strategies. And
Absolutely.
Then when you came back, you said it was all about the mindset and, again, the emotions.
That's right. We talked to we had some great speakers there. Keith Cunningham, amongst many guys, he does an MBA program. He came out and talked to me like it was my dad. Your dad would say, hey, there's no quick way to get rich, right? And you're like, wait a second, I came to the seminar because I want to know what the best strategies were and how I could make the most money the fastest way, right? All of us want to go for absolute financial freedom. That's the first thing we go for. And that's why most of us never get there. You know, the success rates are very small. If you look at numbers, I think it's 50% of us fail within the first 2 years, and 60%, 65% of us in 3 years, and it goes down to like 90, 92% in 5. It's crazy. It's a crazy number. And you think, wow, I don't want to be a statistic, so I need to learn these strategies so I can avoid being the statistic. But the fact is, if you were to go analyze those people and have a conversation with them, I would put money on it that they didn't have the right psychology, and that's probably why they failed. So to come back, people were asking me now, Johnny, what did you learn? Please share with us some of the strategies you've got. Like I said, I'd be more than happy in the future to share strategies with people if they want to know. I've got great strategies on buying stocks via options and call puts and all that other stuff, that verbiage and a vernacular that was all new to me. Real estate markets. I think in order to be successful, wealthy, to have money per se, you got to be a global thinker. You got to think on a grand scale. You just can't be thinking, okay, I'm going to go buy a few houses and I'm going to do some foreclosures and make a ton of money, or I'm going to buy some stocks and make a ton of money. You got to be a global thinker. You got to really open yourself up to see what is possible.
Well, you know that with my program, The Expert Secrets,
Yeah.
that we talk about the millionaire mindset. So, as you were saying, there's certain strategies that people can take. but as well the psychology. Which do you think is more important, personally?
Oh, before, I always heard, and I'm sure many of you have heard that, oh, it's the mindset, the mindset, the mindset. But how many of you really think about this question? How many of you have really said, well, yeah, you know what? I'm going to work on developing my mindset. You know, I'm not going to worry about the strategies, the money. You know, it's going to come when my mindset's just right. I've said that for a long time. But the truth is that have you really analyzed and looked at yourself and said, well, do I really have the psychology? Have I really prepared myself to understand what money is? What am I going to do when I get this money? How am I going to live? Am I going to grow? Who am I going to give to? You know, it came down to one important factor. Are we giving? I'll give you a quick example. Scott Harris, I think, was a facilitator at this particular event, the seminar, and he said, let's get the room and divide it in half. So there was 565 of us, give or take, and one side of the room was divided to the right and the other side to the left. And he said, okay, everyone on the left-hand side, I want you to go to the one side of the wall and tap the wall, and this side of the room is going to go to this side of the wall and tap the wall. Now, before you do that, I want you to get out some money out of your pocket. So, you know, you grab some money out of your pocket, and you say, okay, what do I got here? You know, and I had a few bucks in my pocket. I didn't have any big dollar bills, something like that. But some people had 20s and stuff in their hand, and say, okay, hold it in your hand. Now, when I say so, we're going to put some music on. I want you to go across the room, and as you're going across the room, you know, introduce yourself to a few people, and, you know, that's it. No other rules to the game. So we're thinking, like, what's the point of this, right? So as we go across the room, I walked all the way to one side. I thought it was kind of a race. I'm thinking to myself, like, I had to reach the wall first and sit down before anybody else. That's childish thinking. What was the lesson there? So as I'm walking, I see people giving money to other people. And I'm like, wow. You know, I had a couple dollars on me. I still didn't grasp it. I'm like, And then I saw people collecting money, weren't giving anything. So finally, I sat down, and I went back to my seat. Before I sat down, I saw people were giving, and those were receiving were giving back, and it was an exchange. It was like a trading floor in the Wall Street market. Finally, Scott says to us, okay, what did you guys learn from that? How much money did people make in the room? Some people made $100, and they started with 10 or 15 or 20 or even 1. But it was all about giving, contribution. The point is that if you're not giving, it's pretty tough to receive. So you got to be open to giving. And in the Bible it says 10%. That's a number that a lot of us have been planted with as children. If you were, you know, in any religion whatsoever, but even take that out of the picture, 10% seems to be the number that in every book I read, you got to give back. Give back. If it's not 10%, give something back, and see what's possible then. If you give back, I think there's going to be amazing things that are going to happen in your life. Just try it and see what happens. Can't hurt. Maybe it can hurt.
I think that's right. I think you had a wonderful time. Thanks so much for sharing.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So look forward to some of the strategies. I'm going to be putting them up one by one. Some of the different strategies on stocks, real estate, internet marketing, which I'm sure many of you are excited about. I've got some great tips on that also. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thank you.